Hey everyone, it's Bobo the Vulture, and this is Let's Play Gran Turismo 2. Um, the UK Nationals. Trial Mountain. Oh, I love Trial Mountain. But I don't have any, well no, I have a Lotus. I do have a Lotus. Let's go out here to, I think they're in North City, are they? Yeah, they are. There's a mini tournament, wasn't there? Or was it MGF's? Oh, there's a mini challenge and an MGF challenge. Well, there you go. As special as the John Cooper Works mini, isn't it? No. No. It counts as a racing edition one, so you wouldn't be able to use it even for the regular, So, you can get the 1.3 or the 1.3i. What is the difference? 1587. 1587. Okay. Gonna go out on a limb and say that the difference between the two is that this one doesn't have racing stripes and fog lamps. And buy it and see if I'm right. Gonna get in the car. It's my new car. It's my new jam. This was before the new Mini came out, which I think was sometime around, what, 2000 something? I forget. But yeah, the new Mini was not in existence yet. They may have still been making old Minis. They made old Minis until fairly late on into the world. 115, that will almost certainly be what our... we'll almost certainly do that instead of NA tuning. Especially when the NA tuning is not available. We can increase the engine displacement. That's such a rare, special thing. And we got a horsepower out of it. We'll get some more horsepower out of all of these upgrades, don't you worry. Ooh, yeah. We'll do an engine balance. An engine balance. We'll do an engine balance. An engine balance. Oh, yeah. Alright. Okay, let's get a nice muffler going. Nice racing muffler. Yeah, we're gonna have many hundred horsepower. Well, just many tens of horsepower. Many dozens of horsepower by the time we're done with this. 142, see? That's massive. A little intimidating. Not really that intimidating, folks. Let's get Racing Slicks going here. Racing Super Soft, yeah. And do we need to do anything else? Oh yeah, we need to do weight reduction. We should. Yeah, doing the weight reduction stage by stage is... especially if you just want to race modify the car, doing this step by step and then just to be able to get to the racing modification is kind of a big, big step of tedium that you don't really need. But let's take the mini challenge on. Minis only. I'm going in anyway. Even though I'm a big dude, I'm not that mini. I'm alright, folks. Grand Valley East section. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens in the Grand Valley East section. Let's listen to these minis roar. Hey, you can watch my little tires turn. Oh, they have white roofs, okay. I see now how they're more advanced. Honestly, I went to a mini, went and test drove a mini a while back, and I mean, yeah, if I was gonna get a mini, I would get a mini with, like, you know, a white roof and mirrors and stuff, and possibly look into getting custom stuff painted on it, but for purposes of this game, especially since this car is eventually going to get race modified, I'm not getting into all that. Boy, this thing is... this thing's all over the place, man. It's also geared really high. I'm noticing this a lot with economy cars, I guess. I shouldn't be surprised at this point that the power band on them just gets out of control if you ah, jeez, and the... yes, I know it doesn't look like it, but I have switched the controls over to analog. So I should be able to make minute steering corrections using the analog stick. Problem is, I'm having a hard time making those minute adjustments. Clearly I need a racing transmission. I need to knock this gearing down. Because I'm doing a lot of driving in the, like, chugging around end of the car's rev range. I say chugging around, and if you have an odometer, or not an odometer, every car has an odometer, it's the law, I believe, to know how many miles the car has on it. But no, if you have a tachometer on your car, when you're driving around, see how often you really end up getting above 4,000 RPM in normal driving. It's not going to be that much. Still, we kick those other minis' asses. Kick their asses. And we did it in British Racing Green. For England! We beat the English. For England! I don't know how any of those little hymns and such go. I'm not a person stirred to British patriotism. Because, well, I'm not British. It's okay, folks. You can be. Britain's got a lot of cool stuff. I'm not trying to deny that Britain has its immeasurable cultural effect on society. And I'm not even talking about Doctor Who, although, hey, there's Doctor Who. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just throwing shit out there now, folks. I don't know either. I'm just trying to make sure that I've got some videos in the back. Oh no! Well, this probably isn't going to go well. I didn't mean to just start the race. Gonna have my gearing all wrong. Look at my little steering, little wheels. Oh, maybe the ratios are automatically a little tighter now. So it seems. This is actually about where it needs to be. Alright, let's get through here. Hey! Hey! It's rude. Stop being faster than me. That is unacceptable. Besides, how are you doing it? I have a car that has probably as many upgrades as yours does. Maybe not as many of the transmission. And here's where all the other cars swoop down on me. Nope. I guess I had enough of a lead, or they're all too polite. They are British, you know. They're gentle Chapman. I better remember G Gundam. Gentle Chapman was supposed to be the very embodiment of British sportsmanship and manners. But he had a dark secret. And it wasn't just that his name was supposed to be Gentle Chapman. It's a boy, what do we name him? How about Gentle? It doesn't really happen that way, folks. G Gundam was a great series in which they heard things that sounded like they could have been names for other countries. And just went ahead and used them. Like the American representative, Chibbo D. Crockett. Nobody has ever been named Chibbo D. Somebody's going to make a YouTube account named Chibbo D now and say, hey, that's my name, and they're going to post on here and they're going to be very upset. And to you I say, sorry. Oh, crud. I hear the engines behind me. It's like the wolves. Gotta keep it going, little Minnie. You can do it for the team. Team England. Triumph over the other English. Yes. Woohoo! You won. Alec Izagonis is smiling down from someplace. There we go. So, won that. I will not win the higher up horsepower categories with this car. So, I'm going to go race modify it and enter it in the Mini Cooper challenge thing. That's what I'm going to do while I'm in it, you know, to win it. I don't know why I'm making those popping noises, folks. Been watching pop-up video or something. Haven't actually been watching pop-up video, folks. Don't be fooled. Don't get fooled again. Because I know you're fooled before, but don't let it happen again. Jaguar. Do you like luxury? I'm a spokesperson for Jaguar. I could always get an XJR vehicle. That would probably have adequate horsepower for these other races. And I could enter it in the luxury sedan thing and not feel guilty about entering a non-luxury sedan, because those things are luxurious. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We were going to race modify this Mini and then go conquer the Mini Cup with it. I've already reduced all of its weight down to nothing. What's the racing modification look like? Rovermon. Yeah, that's what we gotta go with right there. I'm performing this modification. That's classy looking. I like that better even than the Special Racing Edition one. We'll see whether or not there is a Special Racing Edition one. The Special Edition car, I mean. They're all Racing Edition cars, obviously, once you do the race modifying or whatever. Tahiti Road! Yay! It's a fun place for tiny cars and such. Let's see how this all pans out. It's the perfect place to take something like a Mini, I would imagine. Oh my, there's a variety of different Mini designs here. Well, you see now, all you fancy boys, you don't get the racing stripes. Oh, this is backwards Tahiti Road. Oh my god. This could prove to be difficult. Well, or at least slightly more challenging, because the layout is a little bit different. No, I mean, you know, you're going backwards, obviously you take the corners differently. Because you're approaching them at the opposite angles. Although, this seems to be going okay. Honestly, I feel like the risk with the Mini is that you're going to slow down too much. And that when the car decides to just sort of twist around on you, like it'll do, because it's crazy little short wheelbase thing. That you won't realize it, and it'll go spinning off into the distance. There we go. I hear this odd ticking noise when I turn the steering wheel. I'm wondering if that is sound in the game, or a weird noise this controller's making, or something completely unrelated. Either way, it's very slight, so... Yes, I did take that turn terribly. And they're all going to catch up now. No. Stay back. Stay back. I fought with the lads, doughboys over there, and Cliffs of Dover and all that. Hey, what? Yay, we won! We have a car, it was a Mini Cooper, except it wasn't a Cooper. But ours had stripes, so it was better. Oh. There they are. It sort of lingered on that they're driving away shot for an awful long time, didn't they? Strange and weird and strange. Meow. Let's not save the game. Do I have an MGF? I don't know that I do. I'm thinking I might not. Seems like the kind of car I thought about buying and then I didn't. But we've won the mini challenge, and the MGF challenge would be the thing that's remaining. MGFs only, no licenses required. You can just go out there, it's pandemonium. It's the Pandemonium Fortress. There is only one type of MGF that you can buy, so you don't have to worry about what trim level you should be picking up. Alright. You know, ordinarily I would advocate getting a British car, British Racing Green Metallic, but this car actually does look pretty good in red. Yeah, we're apparently going to have to race modify it later anyways. Let's go ahead and try it this way. Let's get in the car. If it tries to turn out I already bought one of these, I guess the worst that could happen is that I have to sell that one and I lost some money. That'd be sad. I bet we can tweak this thing to... No, we can't. Wow, that's pretty lame. Right there. That's what I call that. How much can we NA tune this bad boy? To 204 horsepower. Well, okay then. Let's do that. Let's see if we can increase the displacement. We cannot. We get a new chip for it. That'll give us some more horsepower. That's nice, right? Nice. Great success. Now you can do the engine balancing. Yep. Doing that. And also the port polish. So the Lotus Elise and the Lotus Elan came before it. Great mid-engine British cars. The Lotus Europa, that was another mid-engine. They're actually, you know, I was going to say, it's weird you don't necessarily think of Britain as a place where mid-engine cars come from, but actually, they've done a fair number of them. Ordinarily, I think of mid-engine cars, I'm thinking of Italian cars, but they've probably made as many front-end, you know, I mean, they make more front-engine cars than mid-engine cars, same as everybody else. But the ones that you notice, because they get exported, are the mid-engined exotics. Although they make plenty of front-engine exotics, too. Not a lot of rear-engined exotics. But that's, you know, probably just as well. It's a very strange engine layout. Comes with a lot of inherent problems. I guess I'll look at the racing modification. Obviously, I don't want to do it just yet. I think maybe here's where it goes back to being British Racing Green. Yes. Yes, I think that's probably fair. But right now it's a red car. Now it's a red car, guys. Look, it's red. And let's get some soft slicks going. And we'll take this to the MGF Cup tournament. The Tournament Cup. The Cup of Tournaments. and the Tournament of Champions. And that's gonna be what we'll do. Yeah, let's go to event and go to the MGF challenge here. It is for MGFs only, and we don't need a license, so let's just go. What is the worst that can happen? I bet whatever you answered, even in your trying to be like slick and snide about it, like, oh well, you could totally fail and be last and lose and be embarrassed, probably still not the worst that could happen. Haha. So take that, you wiseacres. Alright. That's pretty nice handling, all said and done. Still adjusting to the concept of using the analog sticks. Who's to say when I'll be fully adjusted? If ever. It's like, I know it gives you a greater degree of control, I'm just... This game in particular, I just got so used... Like, I've played probably as much Gran Turismo 2 as... Maybe not any game, but certainly many games. Certainly of the PlayStation era. This is my #1 game in terms of time invested. Probably followed by Gran Turismo 1. And beyond that, it gets a little bit to be a little bit more of a difficult call. Maybe Metal Gear Solid. Probably would have been Castlevania Symphony of the Night if I'd had a copy, but I didn't. Wow! That was wicked awesome! Did you guys see that? That was an amazing slide that I won't be able to duplicate and thus probably won't try. But I managed to catch the car through that. You know, for a mid-engine car, this thing's handling habits are much nicer than I was anticipating. Mid-engine cars are supposed to have some of the sharpest turn in and such that you'll ever find, but they'll have a bad tendency to snap around on you. Not so here. At least in this game, and my own impressions of playing it. I don't know how an MGF would actually drive. And as soon as I say something, it almost spins around on me. And I have to wind it down to a near halt. You guys stay back. And we finished! In front of all the other cars with the same name. I'm gonna watch this replay so I can see that cool moment again. And you're gonna watch it with me, because you don't really have it show. Oh, I mean, you could switch off the video. I guess you do have that option. But, I mean, honestly, if you're watching this LP, I don't see how much worse watching the footage of the replay is gonna be than watching me actually play. Bounding all over the place like a mad Aegis. I actually would consider, and I think maybe did consider at one point while doing this, like just doing commentary over the replays and not actually showing my gameplay, because the replays are so cool looking. The replays are cool looking, and I remember back when I first started playing this game, I would watch like the replay after every time, almost. And yeah, did get over that after a while. Yeah, I mean, MG as a make backed out of the American market sometime around 1980, I think. Might have been 81. I mean, they were still selling the MGB, which was a car designed for the 60s. And it was the only thing they had. Oh, here we go. Alright, this is coming up here. It's gonna be... This thing goes over here. Yeah! It's super cool. Sort of slid from one side of the thing to the other, caught it, spun around. Yeah, that's awesome, guys. That was so cool. And, you know, once a manufacturer leaves, like they completely back out of country, it's very hard to sort of trudge your way back in. Because even if you do have a good product you think might sell in that country again, you've already gotten rid of your whole dealer network. It's sort of like starting from scratch, outside of the fact that you do have the advantage of, you know, being a global manufacturer of cars, so you have financial resources behind you, R&D research behind you, and all the rest of this sort of stuff, and that you have reputation already, which can help or can hurt depending on what that reputation is. Like Alfa Romeo is, they've been saying it for a long time, but Alfa Romeo is apparently poised to make its return, or already has. I don't know if the 4C is already available, but to return to the American market. And, you know, Alfa Romeo has a reputation as, oh man, they make cool sports cars. They kind of, you know, they're probably temperamental and such, but, yeah, that's it, we won. It's been so long for MG now. Well, of course, they're not really a British car manufacturer anymore anyways. They got sold to a Chinese firm, like Hummer, actually. Much like Hummer. It's another one of the many, many ways that MG, Morris Garages, is like Hummer, high mobility multi-purpose wheel vehicle. Which I guess was the Humvee. But either way. I'm rambling on at this point. I probably don't need to be doing that anymore, because I think we're going to wrap things up for this edition right there. And when we come back next time, probably have a couple more races that we'll want to do with the MGF, if I remember to. It'll be a different play session, though, so maybe I'll forget entirely. This is Bobo the Vulture. This is Let's Play Gran Turismo 2. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye now.